Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Jeff Boyle. We are going to go through the RX income system this morning, but before we do it, my regular course of action is to give you some of the training and some of the different things that we have going on. Make sure that you're registered for the RX Plus event that we've got going on in Las Vegas, the September 16th and 17th. You can register for that at rxplus.com. This is me, Jeffrey Boyle. Somebody told me I need to do a different picture because I look older in that one. I'm not sure if that's a, good thing or a bad thing, but that I look younger or I look older in that picture. But either way, that is me, and I'm excited to be sharing some things with you this morning. One of the things that I want to talk to you guys about that to me is it's funny because I've had a couple people ask me some things this week. I had a gentleman that used to be in my downline in Amway called me yesterday, and he said, Jeff, I've been watching what you've done in the last year, and you've gone from basically starting back over with building your downline from being the president of a company, but all of a sudden it's obvious that you're doing extremely well. What is your secret? And it was kind of took me back a little bit because there's no question in the last 15 months my RX business income has gone way up, and it's remarkable. Uh, been a challenge to show the banks that some of the banks can't believe it. That's been a problem we've had this week. They're wondering if there was something fishy with it, and I guess I should take that as a compliment. But they said, "How did you quit a job that was paying that much money, and all of a sudden just instantly have all these commissions starting to come in?" Well, first of all, it wasn't instant. Second of all, it required effort. And today I want to show you some of these different things that we're doing. There's a gentleman in my group named Clifford, and I love talking to Clifford. He's been very experienced in sales, and he asked me for some statistics this week, and I'm like, hey, I have a presentation that I was working on with an entity of mine that I'll eventually revive called Mentor DNA. So I just retrofitted it this morning, so you're going to see rather than my regular usual widescreen, this is a presentation that I was working on 8 years ago. Those of you who know my story know that 8 years ago, actually 2008, I started a company called Juice, and it was doing very well. And many of my Dutch group came from that company called Juice, and we had a hostile takeover of the company from our funding source. He wanted to he wanted to be the man in charge, and so even though he was a multi millionaire, very wealthy man, he he got jealous of us being in charge. So he fired us, and he did change the name, change the story of the company, and it was, to me, it was heartbreaking. But from it came some amazing things, and one of them is really starting to understand the industry. And I had a period of time that it was about 3 or 4 years. I started to lose track of time a little bit on this, but I helped launch over 20 different companies, and I was able to work on the marketing for others. And it gave me this really unique perspective, having been the CEO and founder of a company, then going to helping startups and even some of the biggest companies at the time, that I was able to see the inner workings of what was working and what was not. And I'm going to get to showing you some of the things of that we're working on. And this presentation, even though it's kind of old school with the older format, I want to go through some of this with you, and then I'm going to show you why it is that I insist on some of these things within the income system. You guys are going to see that once we become more advanced, and what I mean by more advanced is that we are mastering the basics, I will start to implement some of the things that I think are good, very good, that work with the income system, such as ClickFunnels. You saw a lot this week on my call. We had Tim Sells that was talking about Facebook advertising. We're going to start to do some more of that, but I want you to understand that you don't have a group, you don't have a business future if you don't master the basics and understand the importance of a pure system. So that's what I'm going to want to go through with a little bit with you this morning is understanding the pure system and how it is the income system works within it. But more importantly than the income system, I want to talk to you about becoming a master marketer. And to become a master marketer, a lot of people ask, this gentleman who called me yesterday asking me for the secrets. And I said, the secrets really are I've started to master the basics. I've focused on the basics. And a lot of times within network marketing, we look for all these advanced tactics to be able to make us rich or to be able to make us rich overnight. But the fact is, you will not become a master marketer until you master the basics, not advanced techniques. Advanced techniques do not work for the regular people. They don't. They're too difficult. They take years to acquire. And you will not make money by doing 5,000 things well within RX. You'll make money by doing 5 things 5,000 times. It's really that straightforward. And I think you're going to see why it is that I take the tactics that I do, why it is that my groups continue to grow. And when I do bring in different groups, I really try to make sure that they understand the systems that I do are very, very capable of bringing in advanced techniques. The income system, for example, can be used with ClickFunnels. But before you ever use ClickFunnels, you better make sure that you have something for the regular people. And when the regular people come in, you better make sure that you're teaching them what they must do to master the basics before you ever go into these advanced techniques. And so, though I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars going to these different trainings, and though I spent all this money becoming a certified ClickFunnel consultant, I think that's what they called us. I spent a bunch of money. I can't remember what they call us. But the fact is I rarely teach that except in private sessions with people because the normal person has a difficulty even getting an ad placed on Facebook. That's why I appreciated what Tim Sells did with us. And you can see that that'll be up on RX Plus next week. But I want you to understand that once you bring people in, you have to have a duplicatable system. And you'll see the most successful people have the ability to make the basics be the focal point of what they're doing. A gentleman that I've spent a lot of time reading is a man named Chet Holmes. And this is a graph taken from his book called The Ultimate Sales Machine. And in The Ultimate Sales Machine, I love it because what he talks about is he talks about consistently doing repeated trainings. And on this one, he uses a time management as an example. But you'll see that I continue to train many of the same things over and over. And some of you may say, well, Jeff, I want some variety. So I do add variety into it for those of you who are saying it. But I teach basically the same things over and over because you're not a master until you master those basics. And you can see on here that skills will improve with an initial training, but they quickly fall off. And in order for them to be permanent, you have to do it again, and then they fall off again. So you have to continually get people on this training regimen. You have to teach the same things. And if you're good, you'll add some variety into it, but you must understand that it isn't essential to add the variety. And you must understand that what made people like Dexter Yeager a legend, is that he taught the basics. And Dexter Yeager was the big guy within network marketing. I still believe he's the number one income earner in all of network marketing decades later after starting what he did with Amway. And the reason is that he taught the same things over and over. In fact, I don't think Dexter taught anything. He always just told these little metaphors that I just thought at 2 o'clock in the morning, what is this man talking about? But he set up a system that was very, very duplicatable. Let me show you some of what I did after I was fired from the company I started. I was able to help hundreds and hundreds of different groups, and able to help start over 20 different companies. And while I was with them, I was able to see what was going on, and I did surveys of their groups to see what was going on. And what I found is that about level 4, if you had a very good leader, his system or her system was completely ruined by about level 4. And we started to see typically about level 9 or 10, we'd see a bit of an uptick, another leader that would start to come in. That's where that little gray area is. But the most amount of growth happened for the first 3 levels underneath that leader. But about level 4, you started to see diversification of systems. Here within RX, I can tell you one of the things that concerns me the most is the diversification of systems. Because when a new person comes in, One of our biggest goals is to help them know what to do, why to do it, how to do it, and it absolutely will start to demystify what they're going through. So I'm going to show you some of the things that Steve Swartz and I are working on. Stefan Page is starting to weigh in on it, and I'm even super grateful that Tim is starting to provide some of the different things. My biggest goal that I had coming into this was, how can I help with skills that I have, the team that I have, of great designers and video people. How can I start to unify some of these systems? And what I saw is that some people were real suspect of what my motives were. My motives weren't purely pure because I wanted to grow a big business for myself. But I know the best way for that to happen, the best way for that to happen, is for there to be more unification amongst the top people. What I finally decided is I'm just going to proceed, and I will continue to invite whoever wanted to be a part of it. Who cares what group they're in? Because I want to be able to give people a pure system that can be duplicated. Let me remind you, I could probably, in fact, I've already done it for a group. I was able to create over 100 leads a day, 100 leads a day, using systems like ClickFunnels, um, using some of my internet marketing skills, using some of the different things. But I'll tell you what, guys, it's taken me 20 years and probably $100,000 of education to be able to learn what I know. And one of the things that I had to discuss with that leader was, I'm going to stop doing this, because what happens on your next level? What happens with your next level? You can't continue to sustain that without me doing all of the work to be able to bring those in. Sometime in the future, I may show some of the people what I've done to be able to create that, but I have focused everything, all of my skills, all of my know-how in how to create a system so a brand new person can come in. I believe he's on the call, but there's a gentleman that called me this last week, and I was asking him some of the things that he was doing because he was a little frustrated. He was telling me that the number of people he'd contacted, and I asked him, have you listened to the audios that I put online? And those of you who haven't seen that, if you go to Facebook and you go to the mastermind in here, I'll go to these groups that I'm in. If you go to the mastermind, if get rid of Melanie's message this morning. If you come on here, you really need to be a part of this. I continue to put these audios on here. I continue to put the different trainings, and I do this 100% free because I want you to be able to start experiencing what will really make this work for you. I am going to get to some of these different things with the income system, but part of what I'm working on with so many of the different people in the uplines is I'm trying to make sure that we're uniform. And you'll see on here, I am continually putting new audios. I listen to about an hour's worth of audios a day. Some of them work, some of them don't, and so I don't put them all on here. And you can find them yourself. Some of them I have special access to. Some of them are available out there. But I'm making these available because this is going to be so important. And let me show you this. So once we get past that fourth level, this is where you're going to start to see, and you have to ask yourself this. If you don't have a big group and you want a big group, to pay special attention to what I'm going to show you right here. Ask yourself, do you do what your successful upline does? And if you do have a big group, do the majority of your top leaders give a substantially similar message about your compensation plan, your product? And if so, do they do it with excellence and consistency? That's got to be a huge no. Are divergent messages coming from corporate in the field addressed regularly and then corrected? Well, one of the things that the corporate's doing is it's obviously improving its messages, how it's doing, but it's us that tests them. It's us that makes them work. It's us that's working with each other to be able to figure out how it's doing. So our new field marketers taught basic marketing skills and understand within 90 days of joining your company what is considered good performance and achievement levels. And because I made this 8 years ago, I would say within 30 days. It's within 30 days are people knowing what to do. You wonder why I do so many of these trainings. I do these trainings because I know that if I don't do them, I wasn't seeing them being done, and I wasn't seeing them being given to other groups. The last event we did in Las Vegas, I lost $4,500. This time I'm probably going to break even. Hallelujah. My wife's excited for new furniture in her house. But the fact is this, guys, is that we have to teach brand new people what to do. And I don't have the faith to teach you ClickFunnels. I don't. I don't have the faith to teach you how to use the texting platforms that I've been able to use to bring in all of the different things, all the different leads. What I teach, and if we want to improve some of these numbers I'm about to show you, I teach the basics. I teach you something that I know that will work. And the number one thing that you're going to see me concentrating on is building people. Building people will build the business. You want guaranteed results? Guaranteed results, it's going to come from what I'm trying to give you free, which eventually will start to cost because I can't do what I'm doing on a large scale basis without there being some cost involved. I want you to know that you can succeed, but you have to make the decision to do the basics. And here are the basics: reading books, teaching people to read the books, The Magic of Thinking Big, the how to Win Friends and Influence People. Those types of books are so essential for your new people. The audios I'm providing free, I'm trying to provide as frequently as I can a free audio, and I will step that up. Functions. If you are not going to the Las Vegas event, or if you're on the East Coast, you haven't bought your ticket, I still think you ought to come to Vegas because we got some of the best people in the business there. But if you're going to be in North Carolina, go to the North Carolina event. For heaven's sakes, you must go to these events. Events are where people make decisions to succeed. And here's the last one. Are you mentoring? Are you mentoring with an upline frequently? If you're not, you're making a mistake. Get to Vegas. Get to North Carolina. Guys, people are going to respect what you inspect. It's that simple. And commission reports are 30 to 120 days behind what you need to know. By the time people are or are not receiving commissions, it's typically too late. I can promise you it's too late. Real growth happens when you know what's going on within your organization. And that's where these systems start to come into play. If a person does not attend an event, warning sign. If a person does not, for example, have some of the basic tools, warning sign. But they will respect what you inspect. And if you do not constantly, and if you are around me, I am constantly promoting this event. I can't wait to hear what Stefan Page is going to talk about. I can't wait to hear what Steve Swartz, what Chris Doyle, what John McFadden. I cannot wait to learn from those different people. But more importantly, I can't wait to feel what I'll feel there. So guys, this is the happy fact. We can help people become more successful, but we have to insist upon systems. We have to. Because 65% of your people list lack of confidence. Pay attention to these numbers, guys. 65% of your people lack confidence as one of their top 3 challenges. Next one, 90% of the 150,000 people becoming a marketer, network marketer this week will not receive guidance from their sponsor. That's terrible. You want to succeed? Make a commitment to do better. Here's another one. 97% of the distributors fail to break even. This is from Andre Vatke from Leaders Club, who for a long time was working with different people. And I know you've heard this before, but I believe it. Breaking even in a traditional sense is, are your expenses the same as your incomes, right? I'm not talking, are you getting a commission? I'm talking about failed to break even. My goal isn't to make it so 50%. I believe that humans as a whole are incapable of committing in large scale. But what would happen to your group if you could get that number from 97 to 90? How much more money would you make if we could just change this by a few percentage points? Because the fact is that I, for the first time in my business, have more customers than I do reps, and that makes me happy. I'm not talking people who signed up as a rep and then bought products. I'm talking we actually have more preferred customers in my business than we do reps. Our products work. So even the people who sign up to become reps and just buy the products, that's a success. Even more so the people that just want to be preferred customers. But what I'm talking about is the people who join with the idea of making money. If we can improve that, it becomes magical. Here's another one. 90 to 95% of your distributors are taking no action whatsoever. 0. Your people are going to have to take action in order for you to start making money. 31% are only spending about an hour to 4 hours a week, and only 12% of your people will spend more than 20 hours a week. And that's from the DSA. This is older now, but I could tell you that most of that action isn't good action. I believe that if you were to spend 5 hours per week prospecting, and that's why I've spent so much time creating the basics of prospecting with the income system, your magic numbers would go way, way up. Your pain points are accountability. Top leaders are spread too thin because you do not use a system. You do not insist upon a system. You don't teach system. You don't mentor. Because if you don't teach people how to mentor and how to be accountable and how to spend time with those people, you're not going to grow. And if you're not spending the time and taking the time, you're going to lose your people. You're going to have low engagement levels and you're going to have poor business results. People don't perform because it's not something they don't want to do. People don't perform because they don't know what to do, how to do it, and why to do it. And then you don't teach them that the obstacles are not beyond their control. Guys, let's be honest, we know that not everybody can succeed at network marketing. Not everybody is going to make the commitment to do it. Our goal is to get a higher percentage of people to do it. Our goal is to mentor people, because if you mentor people, you're 600% more likely to succeed. I've seen this stat being thrown around within RX because I showed it once about a year and a half ago, but no one even knows where it's from. This is from an actual corporate America study. This is real numbers, guys, that if you mentor people, you're 600% more likely to succeed. And if you have a protege, that protege is 500% more likely to succeed if you give that person the time and teach them exactly what they're supposed to do. And you will see that you'll have 20% less attrition in your organization if you have a mentor and protege relationship. That's why I spend so much time doing this. But here is the problem. You'll see this in just a second. I only have so much time, and I have found that I am mentoring many people right now, way more than I can actually justify doing it without affecting other things within my business. I have to have multiplication of time, and I do that because I am insisting upon the system purification. I even had a guy in my group that called me and said, "Jeff, I need some help," and I said no. And he was completely taken back. And he said, "Why?" And I said, "You're not on my webinars. You are not using the income system, and you are not signed up for Las Vegas." And he said, "Well, and I'm saying, sorry. You will start to see that the way that I go chairman +2, chairman +4, chairman +6, and the way that you do the same is that you start to insist that the people that you work with follow these systems. And I will show you some of the things that we're working on. But right now, what we have is so powerful. Just with the income system, I'll show you some of what's going on. And I've had people say, "Jeff, can't you put more Asante into it?" Or, "Jeff, can't you do more of this?" Or, "Jeff, you can. You can." One person can only effectively mentor 12 people. I'm afraid I'm about at 36 right now. And that doesn't include the crossline people that are constantly coming to me right now for different things. And what I would tell you guys, my goal and the sacrifice, and yeah, it is a sacrifice. The sacrifice that I make right now to mentor as many people is because I am looking for those who are going to step up. Those who step up and start to use these systems to start to see that they have to have an absolute pure system to grow their business. They're the ones that are they're going to go chairman. They're the ones that are going to go chairman +2. And more importantly, I have maintained my CEO rank every week for such a long time. It's crazy. I'm talking about building stable groups. As a CEO, you can say this as being braggadocious or however you want to do it. I make considerably more than most of the chairmen that have qualified as chairman because I qualify week after week after week, week after week after week after week after week. The way that I insist on building is I insist on building for profitability, not just for rank. Rank is beautiful. And if you guys don't think I am not just absolutely gunning for the next level, then you don't understand me. But I'll tell you what buys my home, what buys my furniture, and at home is very much on my mind right now, is money. And financial security is what makes this thing work, because then we have the ability to spend more time doing it. Guys, as you look at the solution, what is the solution? I've tried to create accountability and online effectiveness tracking with the things that we do within the income system. The number one thing that the income system does, the number one thing, is it tells you who's interested and who's not. It tells you who's interested. And those of you who look at those emails that come from me, I can tell who opens it in my group. I can tell who opens it in my group. Guys, that's who I spend the time with. If you wonder why I call you less, or why I do this or why I do that, yes, I'm spread out. But I also very much try to pay attention. I will call my top people. I'll call them once a week. I will, but they should be calling me twice a week. And even if I don't answer, leave me a text message. Because I can't constantly be me reaching out to the different people. I'm running out of time. What I am looking for through my automated systems, not just within my prospects, but within my groups, who's doing what. That's who gets my time. So guys, as you start to go through this list building with this income system, the income system, you can sit down with a new person and make their list right in front of them. We have the ability to send out product information. And it was funny, I was talking to a group that does about $120,000 a month that is looking at RX. And someone asked me, how do you find those kind of groups? It's because I do the regular things every day. And I eat until I feast, and I feast occasionally. But I eat by doing the regular things. I pay for the bills by doing the regular things. And the income system is here to help you with list building, and it continues to get better. I'm going to show you these new videos that I'm going to show you some of the scripts and what we're doing. They continue to get better. But the income system has all of this. Somebody said, well, Aweber can do this better. I said, I don't care. Aweber costs $50 a month. Somebody said, ClickFunnels and Optimized Press do this better. I said, good luck teaching the new person how to do that. I can do all of those things. I used to be a .comer. I raised $5 million in 2009. I did that for my company, Jews. But 3 or 4 years earlier, before that, I raised $5 million for a .com company. I was a .comer. Guys, I can do all of these things that some of the people are starting to teach, but I am not concerned about what I can do. I'm concerned about what Joe New Person can do. List building, income system does it. Product and service information, income system has it. Basic company compensation information, income system has it. Are you seeing a repeated pattern? For $25, you get the medium package that does about everything. For $52, you get the same thing that you get with Aweber. Guys, the point is that you may be able to bring people in, but you only keep them by giving them a system that can do things that would take you too long to teach everybody to do. Focus on bringing in the people, but you better have a system to be able to plug them into, or else you're in trouble. You're in real trouble. That's why it is that I focus on these different things. Next one. It was fun. It was so much fun to go through this, by the way. It was 8 years later, but the basic information that you should be teaching your people. You're going to see in Las Vegas, we're going to talk about depth versus width, leadership skills, prospecting people already who are successful. Chris Doyle is going to go through that. Mentoring strategies. I'm going to go through that with you guys. Guys, this is why you bring people to the events. It's easy to edify Tim Sells. It's easy to edify Doc Lundell. Doc Lundell's going to be there. Dr. Marlisa Hertz going to be there. We're going to have such amazing people. Don't focus on trying to train people. Focus on getting your people to the events and edifying those leaders, and then they're going to make an effect on you. Have you ever heard about a prophet's not successful in his own land or isn't accepted in his own land? Well, it's the same with you. You're going to beat your head against the wall trying to get your people to do things, or you can get them to the event, and the people who are making all kinds of money, you're going to tell them to do it, and all of a sudden they'll say, oh my gosh, why didn't you tell me that? You're going to beat your head on the wall in private, but you're going to say, I tried to tell you that 15 times. But it takes somebody with immense credibility to get past some of the people. to get past their disbeliefs and to get past these things that are holding them back. That's why you take people to the events. And how do you identify leaders? Guys, yes, I'm mentoring too many people right now. I am. Too many people, and you're going to start to see that I become less and less available because I have to start identifying the leaders. That's what I love about the income system more than anything else. More than anything else, it tells me who is doing what. It tells me who opens my emails. It tells me who I thought was a super hot prospect is no longer hot. They don't do anything. It tells me people in my downline. Oh, you didn't come to the meeting. Well, how do I know? Well, I've got the record. You didn't come to Vegas. I don't have the money. Find it. I drove by here in Eagle, Idaho. There's a plasma center, and it said paying $300 for a first time. I thought, that's how somebody could pay for their kid. That you may think I'm nuts, but the fact is if that why is big enough, the how will present itself. And I know plasma comes back. I certainly don't recommend that on a regular basis, but I'm telling you what, guys, it's safe. And $300. Tell me you don't have the money. Turn off Cable One. Turn off Direct TV. Turn off the things that are doing it. If you want to be a leader, start doing some of these things. Have the systems that are going to work. Because uplines need to know that if you completed a names list, it's really easy for me to say, all right, log into your income system. Let's see how many people you're working with. Goal sheets. Work with goal sheets with people, and we're going to talk about that. Attending to meetings. Are they prospecting? This gentleman that I spoke with last week said to me, Jeff, I'm not having success. So I said, have you listened to all of your wishes, your command? Have you done this? Have you done that? Well, guys, you want to succeed. You do what the leaders do. You do what the leaders do. You want to know why it is I can finally start looking at these big homes is because I have been dreaming about this for a long, long, long time. And actually have the money to do it. Have the money to lay down hundreds of thousands of dollars to be able to get the jumbo loan. I wish I had $2 million cash to put towards the home. But the fact is I have the 20% down that it requires. And the only reason why I have that is because of the dream building days. And because I do what the other people are not willing to do every single day, 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 except Sunday. My wife gets mad at me when I prospect during church. So I try to avoid it or do it when she's not looking. Just kidding, Ange. Guys, it works, and you have to know that you have to do these things. You have to have a code of ethics. That's why the cross-line who come to my events, I treat you as if you're in my group, but I do never cross-line to get you into my group. And you have to understand that your mentor's time is extremely valuable and sometimes isn't free. Guys, you're going to see some of these things at the event. You're going to see some of these things that we're doing. But more than anything, what I want you to know, and thank you for all the comments that are coming in. Yes, of course, this is being recorded. I record all of these. But I want you guys to know that that your future is truly in your hands. You can have, be, and do whatever it is that you wish to do. But now it's a matter of asking, what do you wish to do? Are you a part of this mastermind group? Are you listening to the audios? I put a book on here before, and I don't think a single person commented on that. Are you reading a page a day from a great book? If you're not, you're screwing up. You're completely screwing up. The income system is so easy to get people into it. It's so easy. I'm logging in. How do I do this? And I'm going to show you what's going to change before the event. I've not had enough time. I've preloaded 3 evergreen webinars, 3 of them, and they're really, really good. You can see this is the gentleman, George Siebold, that I'm paying to help do some of these things with me because I'm just running out of time. And the fact is he's messing up my statistics, Dad Burnett. But it is really, I think you guys are going to see some of the just amazing things that we're creating with this. And one of the best thing that I can tell you is this. I can tell my good prospects, guys. I can show you my activity. Every single day I am using this system. Every single day, and the system's going to get better and better and better. Let me show you. Sales tools right now, when you go into it, you'll see that you have the autoresponder emails. In autoresponder emails right now, you have these basic programs. The RX opportunity, by time we have the event, this current campaign is going to be switched into RX education. That way you can send it on to people. I'm going to turn it into not just a campaign, but I'm going to create individual spots. For example, I don't know if some of you even know this, but if you go into your name, I'll put my name in here. Go to my name. One of the things that you can do, you should be sending all of your emails to your prospects from here. Never use your Gmail, never use your other things. Use this. And the reason why you do this, is that you must absolutely, positively know what the person did. So when you send this email, hit send email. And right here, I have a couple things that you can put in here. So actually, it's just one right now. This is the opportunity of health, and you're going to see I'm going to be adding all of the different things. For example, a slender eyes, a purity, all those different ones will be on here. And if a person has a question about that, you should send it to them. But here's the beautiful thing. You can create your own follow-up email if I don't work fast enough. I'm working as fast as I can. And a couple people on here wrote, I must be the person that you're talking about with the audios. Not just you. I've had that same conversation with 3 people this week. It's the signs of not having success are really, really evident to me, guys. It is, are you listening to the book? Are listening to audios? Are you reading some books? And are you doing basic prospecting activities? As much as anything, you should be out and about just talking to people and not even prospecting them. If you start to learn to talk to people and you have this system at your hands, you have an app that you can share with them right there, get in the habit of just talking to people. Connecting with 5 people a day is not a chore, it's a pleasure, and you will get better and better and better at it. If you're too impatient for me to do it, create your own or follow-up email. You should never be sending anything to prospects via Gmail, ever. The reason being is you don't know what they do. So you'll see that program, in the sales tools right here, I'm working as fast as I can. This one right here that has all this beautiful education about RX products in it. This first one right here, because it has everything a brand new person could ever want. You should be sending this to a brand new person the minute they get in, but don't just send it to them. Spend time walking them through it. And this campaign is going to be turned into an RX education campaign. And what we're changing this to is right here. We're creating a 3 video series of Own Your Life. Own Your Life is working so well, and I'm so grateful for the people who are giving me feedback. I'm having people from all over the world now tell me, gosh, Jeff, somebody said I'm interested. What do I do? There wasn't enough information on the video. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? My first response typically is, well, let me help you. And then I thought, I can't do that. Who's your upline? Do a 3-way call. So with Steve Swartz now, he flew in a couple weeks ago, or a week ago, I can't remember. The first one is you'll see that we took me off of the Own Your Life and say, hi, this is Jeff Boyle, and it's just generic. Yes, it continues to be my voice, but I am not identifying myself on there. So when you come into the income system right here, you'll see that it doesn't matter if I'm not in your upline or even if I was. Right here, this video has been changed and I don't identify myself personally on it. So this video is working. It works for the people who are looking for something. The next thing that you'll see that we're doing, we are creating a video that's called Duplication Dynamics. And in case you're wondering if there's a ton of kids in the house that I'm at, yes, I'm at my mother's house and there's more grandchildren here than I know what to do. And I gave up trying to, I stacked all kinds of pillows up against the doors to try to mute the sound. But anyway, I gave up. The duplication dynamics, what's great about this one is it's a video that explains to them that network marketing works, but if you don't have a system, and that's what I've been going through with you today, if you don't have a system, you're in big trouble. Because without a system, it doesn't work. And then the last one is we took a 15-minute presentation that I know certain people are using. I think Woodson Garner sent it to Steve, to Steve Swartz, and Steve Swartz sent it to me, and I'm like, man, I got to make that prettier. And then he said, forget making it prettier, turn it into a video. So Steve flew in and we turned this into an entire video. And we are talking to people. We're not talking in fancy language with thus and hereupon and blah, blah, blah. We're using and we're talking straight to them. And it starts off pretty simple. You see that poor guy there working a ton of hours each week and not really getting ahead? Well, most of us have been there. With 97% of the population broke or deeply in debt, if you truly want to own your life, a job just isn't going to get you there. We start to talk about true freedom in here. And then you're going to see that we're using all kinds of footage from the different events. Then we start to talk about what the founders did. And we do it in more colloquial language, not fancy, this is what we did. And we start to show some of the prestigious awards that we've won. We talk about the 50% company profits going to founders in the field, about having true partnership. We're talking about the flexibility of our business model, why it is that we have different brands. Then we're going to have a chart that shows something that's pretty wild. We're going to show all the money that's in the different niches that RX has chosen. It's trillions and trillions of dollars of sales in weight loss, in nutrition, in anti-aging. We'll show that we picked the best categories to do it. And you're going to see that this flexibility gives us the ability to not wear out the RX name. We'll show the lifestyle. We'll show the accolades that we have. We're going to show the amazing RX Bill of Rights that we have. Guys, I run into companies all the time that I don't get all of them, but I certainly try, of people that have gone from network marketing to retail. It's a horrible, horrible thing that happens when you build up the groups and then they go retail. That's just rough, but it happens all the time. So we're talking about that protection that we have. Do you guys realize in 2011 we went from 24 to 32 to 42, 75, 112 million, and we're on pace to 160 million this year? Because this is a killer company. It's a killer company. It is just awesome what's going on. And then we're going to show you how it is, some of the shots within RX that we have. We're going to show it doesn't matter if you want to lose 50 pounds, if you want to look younger in 90 seconds, or you want to make $500 a month, or real money. Guys, we are working so hard, and I'm trying to juggle this at the same time of moving and getting ready for the event. I need your help. This is what I need. I need you to start stepping up to be able to help me with the income system. I need power users. You want to make $2,000 a month with RX, or do you want to make 10 grand a week with RX? I'm almost at the 10 grand a week, guys, and I think it's because not the time I put in, but because I'm truly trying to dedicate myself to serving the people around me. I really am. I had an email go out to a big group of my reps that just absolutely blistered and said bad things about me. And I'll tell you, it hurt. It hurt. And I called John McFadden and he made me feel better. And I'm grateful for this support organization that we have. I needed help from a downline to make me feel better. And this man was there for me, guys. He deserves something special for what he did for me. I don't know what I can do for him. I'll build his group in any way I can. But guys, I need your help. I need your help. I need to be mentoring 12 people, not 36 people. I need to be able to have more power users. I need you to understand that the reason I'm not showing you ClickFunnels yet is because you haven't mastered the basics yet. And if you are using ClickFunnels, you better make sure that you have the basics ready to go behind you. You better make sure with 2 good people and an average of $4,000 a week. Guys, 5 hours a week, putting people into the system and sharing this with them will change their life. It'll change their life, and it's going to change your life. Guys, let me read you this last paragraph. Owning your life is about having the time and money to serve others in a way that you decide. We are dedicated to helping you succeed with our mentoring and our proven systems. We want you with us. Heck, you should want to be with us. This is real, and we are dedicated to helping you own your life, whatever that means. And you will not do that until you understand the basics of a system and why it is that I use this system. I didn't come up with it. I wish I was smart enough to have put $1.5 million into creating this amazing system that has every basic tool that you could want. It is amazingly loud outside my door, and I don't even know how to make it quiet at this point, but maybe I'll just say that's the crowd that's cheering me on, making me feel excited about what I'm doing here. And I think it's a 4-year-old that, anyways. Guys, I love doing this. I love making money this way. I can't imagine. I came back to Idaho. This is where I went to law school. I can't imagine being a lawyer. I can't imagine being a lawyer. I am doing this because I have the ability to impact people's lives. And I make this challenge to you. Master the basics. Listen to the audios. That 4-year-old is loud. Listen to the audios. Take them serious. Listen to them every day. Read a page in the book. Dedicate yourself to mastering these basics, having other people do these trainings on Saturday mornings instead of me, taking turns, creating a true group of leadership. And we will get to the point where we will have the 500, 600, 2,000, 3,000 people events. But we don't do that until we focus on the basics. If you're an advanced marketer, congratulations. I am too. But you do not teach that to the rank and file. What you teach the rank and file is what they can do. You teach them what they can learn, and you teach them how to do this. You log into your income system. Before you send out any emails, make sure you go to Sales Tools and you read what you're about to send out. If it's not in your voice, if it doesn't sound like something that you would say, change it to your voice. And that's how you do it. Once you've read through these and you feel comfortable with it, go to Generate Prospects. In Generate Prospects, if you're going to put in one, hit this. But if you're going to put in 5 at a time, which is what I recommend, put them in. Just put their name, their email, and the category of what you read. I confirm, yes, save, sent. Now, send them each a text message and say, John, I just sent you an email. I really think it's worth your time. Take a look. Why both? More touches, more likelihood that they'll do it. If you're courageous, call them. But don't give them all the facts right there. Have them do it. Once you see that they have logged in and they have clicked yes and they have gone through it, call them. Call them. Set up a 3-way with your upline. Help them advance through this, because guys, one of the things that Steve Swartz added a lot to on this, let me show you. This is what you're going to get paid to do. RX pays entrepreneurs to help solve people's problems. Those who solve the most problems and provide the most service reap the biggest rewards. And this is where RX comes in with this revolutionary brand strategy. We've put it in here 4 times. RX pays its entrepreneurs, us, to solve the most common problems people face each day, providing us access to the most lucrative and desired product niches like weight loss, aging, pain, just to name a few. And then we do it again, because we have products and systems for each of those problems. Guys, this works. Serve the people. Focus on what you can do to help them, and you're going to make this work. If you are not listening to those audios, just all I can say is your fault. Listen to them every day. If you drive to work, put them on your phone and listen to them with your headset on the way to work. If you work out, I used to listen to AC/DC. I don't know why AC/DC, because I love AC/DC when I'm working out. I don't listen to AC/DC anymore. I listen to audios, and I subscribed even to the $15 YouTube Red, because everything's on there and I can turn my phone off. I can put it in the corner and I can listen to it. That is so worth the $15. Everything's on YouTube. $15, you make the decision. And those of you who are not a part of the Networking Star Mastermind, it's free. And maybe that's the reason why so many people don't participate in it. Yes, we've got 380 members and counting. But it's your decision if you're going to listen to it or not. It's your decision if you're going to be successful or not. I have hit the number I can help personally. And you're going to see I'll start to scale it back. And I'm going to start asking people to step up, use these amazingly basic tools, because they are your future. If you don't believe me, as Tim Sells said on his call this week, you're welcome to go someplace else. I will serve you, and I hope that some of you will start to take this flag and say, you know what? I get what he's saying with this basics thing. I will continue to absolutely, if you're a master marketer, do what you got to do. But I need help helping more people understand that we are going to make the biggest difference only when we get that the basics are the future. You will not make $1 million. Well, I can't say because I've never made $1 million in a year. So you will not make $500,000 a year by doing 5,000 things well. You will make $500,000 a year by doing 5 things 5,000 times. That's your future, guys. And $500,000 is a really, really acceptable income, but I can tell you I'm grateful for it. But I really, really, really want to get to that 7-figure mark. And I do that, I think, by admitting that I have reached the limit of number of people I can mentor and asking you to step up, get on this. I've seen J-Pat answer more questions than me on this recently. Thank you, J-Pat. Guys, this is what it comes down to. You want to succeed? Master the basics. Once you master the basics, then you can become a master marketer. But understand that your people should not be thrown into master marketer techniques until they understand books, audios, functions, and mentoring. And understand that they are willing to put 5 people a day into the system, spend 5 hours a week sharing this with friends, family, and people you bump into at the grocery store. That's when this works. That's when we start to pass Japan back up in the United States. That's when we start to take it serious, is when we take the basics serious. That's how the Netherlands starts to become the biggest group again in all of Europe, the way that it was, is when you're back to the basics. And this is the thing that I would show you. Let me get my presentation back. The thing that I would show you, as much as anything that I want you guys to know, right here. Let me pull that out. This is what your mission should be. Master the basics, not advanced techniques. And the slide right before that, let me give you this one. Let me find it. Sorry, guys. You build your people. Here it is. This is your focus. This is what makes you feel joy in the journey. Build your people and they'll build your business. Focus on the people. This still isn't a product business. This is a people building business. Even the people that want to lose weight, you build up their courage, you build them up before they will start to take these products and start to see the results. Even your customers, you're in the people building business. And I've never found a system in 15 years that has all of the basics covered the way that the income system does. I don't care what anybody tells me. I've seen them all. I've spent all the money going to the other ones. And the fact is, you better have your basics covered. Then your business will build. Build the people, guys. Thank you so much for being on. I'll answer any of the questions that you guys have. And all I can say is, thank you so much for being here. Let's go through them. Yvonne wrote, so focused on you, Jeff, I can't hear those other voices. Well, good to hear. The 4-year-old is gonna, I don't know what I'll say to him. I'll probably kiss his face and say, please stop. Awesome call, J-Pat. Thank you, J-Pat. Sarah writes, thank you, Jeff. Thank you. Nacho writes, thank you, Jeff. Awesome. Nacho, es un placer tenerte con nosotros. We're going to make it big, my friend in Mexico. Thank you for being on. Mary DeLay, thank you. J-Pat wrote, you got my commitment. I'm becoming a power user. J-Pat, I need you, man. You are an absolute stud. I can't wait to see your business grow. Melanie writes, fantastic. Thank you. Jeffrey, you're amazing. You guys are making me feel thank you. I appreciate it. 10K a week. Lorianne Reaver. Good job. Lorianne writes, Jeff, you're an amazing person, a real person doing real things. Thank you, Lorianne. Adriel writes, hey, Jeffrey, will the recording be uploaded on the Facebook page or YouTube? It will, the first of next week. Not sure writes a big. Ron, thank you, Ron. Laurel, thank you. You guys are awesome. Grande. Nacho, that's like golissimo. Let's see. Jen, should I ask here, what's the name of the book that is listened to in the Networking Star? I listen to all the CDs in the background. They work. There's a whole bunch of them, Jen. I've listed a lot of the different audios that are on there, and I just recommend you listen to as many as you can. Chad writes, thank you. You guys are awesome. Let me put this on here. Let's see if there's any questions. I'm getting Spanish, English, all this on here. Guys, thank you. I appreciate it. I know there's people from all over the world on this call. I'm grateful to have you. And look for this. Hopefully, this will be something to help your people focus on the basics. The basics build wealth. They do. They build wealth. And it's not just in money. Guys, RX changed my wife's way she looks at nutrition. We eat better. My wife lost weight that she hadn't been able to lose. I always thought she was beautiful, but she wanted to lose that 20 pounds from our fifth baby. It's changed our lives with our health. It's changed our lives in ways that I can't even describe, that being an attorney would never have done. Guys, I'm grateful for you being on here. Get your people to do the basics. Become a power user with this system, because the system focuses on the basics. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great year. We're now on the best time of year to build the business. Go build it big. Thanks for being on, guys.